Do you feel like you're spinning multiple plates? You're working full time, you're caring for your home, you're maybe running a side business, and you're managing teenagers that are still living in the home. And somehow you are supposed to find time for yourself too. I'm here to tell you, I'm 53 years old and I am living that exact life. And I'm going to share with you today what I have learned to help manage all of that without losing myself and losing my sanity. So today I'm going to share with you my top 4 solutions for balancing this crazy, chaotic lifestyle that we have that consists of juggling home, family, full-time jobs, maybe a business, and everything in between, all while still trying to maintain our sanity and doing something for ourselves. My typical day is that I work 8:30 to 4:30. When I'm at work, I always make a point of doing some walking on my breaks, and I have an hour lunch as well. And if I'm working from home, I use that time also to get things done around the house. So I've got my breaks in the morning and afternoon, and then my lunch. I always use my time wisely. It seems like there's never a break, there's never time for myself, but you have to make that time. And on my breaks, I do try to do the walking whenever I can. And on lunch is when I would use that time to either work on my business for a little bit or get the laundry put in or do some meal prepping. And once my work day is done, I start preparing dinner. And I do like to have the meals scheduled out so that I know what I'm making. Everyone knows what the plan is for dinner. And then people can also pitch in. Once dinner is finished, I try to take that time to work on my business a little bit. When the family's, out doing what they need to do. Sometimes the kids are working, so that frees up time. But I also try to find time to do something else, whether it be reading or working on a puzzle or, even if it's just for 10 minutes. But my typical day ends at about 10:30 or 11:30. I try to get myself to bed before 10:30, but it doesn't seem to always happen. But I'm not sure where the time goes, but the nights always fly by. On rare occasion, I will sit down and watch TV for maybe an hour or two. The odd time when everyone's home, we'll find a time during the week for everyone to sit down and watch a movie together, just because with kids being so busy, it's hard to get everybody here at the same time. So that's what my typical day looks like. Just trying to balance in work, the business, exercise, proper eating. It's a lot, as you all know. Number one is to reclaim small moments for yourself, even 15 or 20 minutes a day. Something that you enjoy, something that brings you joy. A lot of people have different hobbies: reading, adult coloring, walking, even if it's cooking, crocheting, knitting, something like that. Just so that the family knows that this is your time, you don't want to be disturbed. When I'm at work, during my regular work day, when I'm either at home or in the office, I make a point of walking. I have a flat treadmill at home. Even on my time here at home, I'm dressed for work. I get on there. I'm wearing my work clothes, even 10 or 15 minutes. So I try to squeeze in, even 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes or 15 or 20 at lunch. And that is my time for myself to sort of recharge, take some time, either listen to music or just do it in solitude. Um, but I think that's really important for making yourself a priority, making sure that you are spending at least 15 minutes of your day doing something that you can enjoy for yourself. Number two is to share responsibilities at home. Everyone needs a job, no matter the age. And our home, our kids are 17 and 19, and they have had chores for probably the last 10 years. Even before that, your kids need to know that they do have responsibilities. They come in the house, they take their shoes off, they put them on the mat, they hang up their backpack. It starts at a young age, start small, and then they know that there's an expectation for them to pitch in and help out. And the dynamic of a family, I feel like it will function more efficiently when everyone is pitching in, doing chores. They may not like it, but it builds strength, character, resilience, all of those traits that are really important for young adults. And I usually will post on the calendar what the meal plan is for the week, or just the ideas to keep us organized with our grocery shopping, but also so that everyone knows this is what's on the agenda for the week. And if there's any help that's needed with cooking, then I'm telling everyone, okay, I'm going to be home later. So and so needs to do this, the other person needs to do that. And then with the kids, they each have their own chores specific to themselves. And if for whatever reason someone can't do it because there's extra tests or someone's working extra hours, somebody else is going to pitch in and help. It doesn't mean that mom and dad are pitching in and doing all of it. So I feel like at this point, once they're teenagers, we've earned that um, uh, part in our life where we need a break. And it's time for them to pick up some of the slack. So, sharing responsibilities is key in making sure that you have that extra time for yourself. When the burden and the responsibilities of running the home and the family and job and everything are divided up, that allows you the freedom to take that 15 or 20 or 30 or even an hour for yourself. Um, and I think that also gives the kids a bit of purpose in addition to all the other things they have going on in their lives. But I think it's really important for kids to have chores, whether they like it or not. I think many of us are feeling stretched pretty thin, and we have guilt when we want to do things for ourselves. But I think it's important for us to have something for ourselves. It's important for us to have a break from the family and from the responsibilities, because a lot of this responsibility does sort of breed resentment, frustration, obviously guilt. And in my case, I have a full time job and I have a side hustle, I guess we'll say. And it's almost as if my career and my aspirations for my business, they compete with my feelings about being here with the family and taking care of the family. Number three is to structure your business around life and not against it. And in my case, I do have a small business. So I'm battling all of this time that's kind of working against me. There's only so many hours in a day, but I manage the time very efficiently. What I usually do is, and I do have that guilt that I am spending time away from the family when I should be doing things with them. But again, we need this time for ourselves. Otherwise, we lose ourselves. So it's very important to make sure that the family knows that this is part of who you are, and there's going to be some time that you need to set aside for your business. And what I usually do is I'll look at the schedule to see what everyone is up to. And if people are working, both kids have jobs, which is another point. It's very important for your kids to have jobs. um, and I look at the schedule, and then I will try to schedule my time with the business around when they're working. I mean, I also have usually at night when everything's done. We've put in our day, we have worked, we've made dinner, we've done what we need to do with the kids, and they're in their rooms, either studying or finishing up their day. Uh, our family likes to have that quiet time later on in the evening where everyone's off doing their own thing. So that's when I use that opportunity to take about an hour and I go through and do what I need to do with the business. And it's become sort of part of the norm. They know that this is who I am. This is what I do. I work and I have a business and I'm trying to balance it all. And they're actually very good about that because I've always prioritized the family as well. And that is my next point. Number four is to make family time count. And this is another very important point. It's the quality of the time you spend with your family that matters. It's not the amount of time. And your family needs to know, again, that you are a priority as well. You need to have time for yourself. And what we do here, we've always made a point of having dinner at the table every night, unless, now that the kids are teenagers, they're both working, multiple shifts, different shifts. Not everyone can be here, but whoever is here, there is going to be a dinner at the table pretty much every night, and with no distractions. Obviously, no phones, no, books, nothing. It's time for dinner. We all sit, we chat, how's everyone's day? So there's that. And then I've made a point of creating traditions, especially around the holidays. So all of the holidays, I try to do something special. I like to decorate. I like to make different foods. So I've created traditions that the kids really enjoy. And as far as, a lot of parents, you have that guilt. I know you do. And you feel guilty when you do anything for yourself, or if you're not there for every single game, every single pickup, every single, recital. And those things are all really important too. But also, sometimes, I mean, as far as school pickup, for instance, it's okay for your kids to walk home once in a while. It's okay for them to not be dropped off right at the door. They need to learn a little bit of independence, and they can't rely on you for everything. And the sooner you start giving them that little bit of independence, they feel it, and they want to, go off into the world and explore and create and do things on their own. So I think, again, too, really important, that you have that strong family connection, obviously, but also give them their independence. So in our home, also, we have our dinners. We have other traditions. So, it's family movie night, or it's pizza night, where we know everyone's going to be here. And we can't do that every week now that the kids are older and they're working and they have their own lives. But it's creating those very quality times together that they will learn to enjoy, and they will remember. So start thinking more really about, how can I make this time more quality? It doesn't have to be every single day, doing everything together, but that's what we do, and it works for us. No family is perfect, of course. And it's just, I'm doing what I can to make the right decisions for me and for the family. But I I think it is very important for mothers to have the time for themselves, and for the family to know that they deserve that time for themselves. So if you're a 50 plus working mom with teenagers at home, you're running a business, caring for everyone else, caring for your home, I want you to know that you can create balance. Not perfect balance, but a rhythm that lets you take care of your family, grow your business, and you still have time for yourself. So comment below what you've been balancing and juggling the most. That's the hardest thing right now, whether it be your work, family, business, home, and let's figure it out together. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you thought of the video and what you are struggling with right now. Let's work through this together.